Hi, this is Brickman Chuck, coming back to you for my second video, my second upload to my YouTube channel. It will be covering the Avengers Age of Ultron Stark Tower, or Attack on Avengers Tower, my apologies, which is 76038 out of the Marvel lineup. And my last video covered my entire collection up to date right now of what I do have regarding Marvel superheroes from Lego. And this will be my very first review. And since it's the Christmas weekend, or this is being shot around Christmas time, I received this as my Christmas gift from my fiance, which I am very happy to get because I was eyeballing this set for a very long time. And I was trying to knock out a lot of the older sets that are going to be going up in price. And so let me go ahead and cover what comes with this set. You get Thor, and he comes with a different design on his chest plate. You also get Iron Man Mark 43, which, like most Iron Mans, is the typical Tony Stark face. There's also the angry face if you rotate his head, and also comes with hair this time. You also get the Ultron Mark 1, which from the film is the very first variation of Ultron you see in the film before he takes his complete form. He comes with a clear head, which is really kind of neat. And then you get two Iron Legions, which were designed to help Tony Stark and Iron Man, and were eventually taken over by Ultron in the film. So two of those come with the set. And then let's cover the tower before I open up the guts of this thing. It's a decent sized build, and lots of bells and whistles to this one. The box size is actually a fairly decent size, which the instructions just popped out. And that's something that I have a Brickset account, and I did a review of this set on Brickset. I didn't have very much negative things to say about it, but I do think it was a bit overpriced. And I think the price kind of came into account of the size of the box itself, because they like to really market that the bigger the box, you're paying a lot for it. But I really think they could have shrunk this down, at least to save people a few bucks. You get your comic book, which covers mainly the Avengers Age of Ultron film. And then you get these two humongous instruction guides, which do a really good job detailing how to build this thing. But as one of my cons to the set, on my review, it just seems really repetitive to have two giant instruction guides for this set, because a lot of the set does involve windows, and I think that they could have cut these down at least in half. It still made them fit into two booklets, if not three. I've seen these sets go to three booklets, and then same on box size. I mean, the fact that you have to have a giant cardboard backer about the size of the box just to hold the instruction booklets kind of tells you that they really needed to have this size box. Not to complain about box sizes by any means, but it's still a nice set. I don't like to complain too bad about gifts, obviously. So, going to the exterior of the tower, antenna down, you got this hidden compartment. It has this really neat glider in it with a lot of trans pieces to it. A lot of stickers with this set too. And you actually get these really cool bracket pieces for a couple of the pieces, or for a couple of the features of this set. Lots of guns, which I won't shoot off right now. You get 4 guns just right there in that small turret, which rotates nicely on a 4x4. And then you go to the upper section, and there's more trans pieces, a couple wine glasses if you remember the scene from the film. It covers a party that they have. Another cool feature of this set is the deck. I actually really like the deck a lot because it has 2 more hidden weapons. And you can still use them while the platform's down as well, which is a really cool feature. And then going further down, you have kind of the same feature they included on the Daily Bugle set. You can pop the doors off and expose the little lab that's in there. And they pop back in really easy. Once you're looking at it properly, of course. And then you got the bottom part, which I felt was a little bit kind of unneeded, but it's to house the Iron Legions. And they have a lot of decals, like I said. This one is probably the only tricky thing to this set, is that when you put these together, you got to make sure you put them in there right, because of the way you flip the doors around. So, opening up the guts of this thing, we'll start from the top again. You got your section right there, and then here's kind of the lounge area. And there's a hidden compartment for another weapon. You get a couple pistols with this set as well. So that was really neat. And then, again, these fold in. And you go down to the next level. And then this is kind of where you would imagine Ultron to be constructed. Some moving parts in there. Another rotating base. And then you have the Tesseract, or whatever staff they call this now in the film, with another group of transparent pieces. I felt that the space in a lot of these rooms was a little tight, but considering what you're working with here, you don't need too much space. This is another really neat feature, is the drawers. If I can even open them. And inside they have little syringes they give you, or needles, or whatever you prefer to call those. This piece swings down. And then the back entrance to the housing of the legions. So to give you an idea in scale size, obviously it's kind of set up like that. You don't have much room up here in terms of being able to kind of play around with, but up to you whether you wanted to clear out the rooms and make some space, take some of the stuff out. I think if they just went a couple studs higher, feel like you had a little bit more play with some of this stuff, but it's not too bad. And overall, the only other thing that I think that for the price that this set costs is you're buying a lot of windows, and the decals are a little bit tricky to line up. I kind of biffed that one up a little bit there. But otherwise, they line up okay. You just gotta be, they kind of have you assemble everything and then put the decals on it. And depending on how you're sitting when you're putting this together, it can get tricky to line them up properly. It's almost better to have, if you know which pieces are going to receive decals, kind of thumb ahead in the instructions and put them on ahead of time. It'll make it a little bit easier, I think. So, the thing folds together pretty easy. It's nice and sturdy. I've had some sets recently that I put together that they don't hold up so well in certain areas, but this one does hold up really well. And it is really, when I've seen this set at a friend's house, and I wanted it because I just thought it was so cool, the design of it. Obviously, from other standpoints, it doesn't scale the same way as the helicarrier or anything that you would, if you built on a massive scale. I'm sure some diehard would probably build this 10 times bigger, but if you're a kid that's going to enjoy this, it's a nice size for you. You don't need anything too monstrous when it comes to this. I mean, it does its purpose, and you get lots of bells and whistles with this one. So, and I really think this angled window right here is really cool too. So, I think I'll conclude with that. I'll have more videos coming soon, so in the meantime, feel free to subscribe. Leave any comments. If you had anything that you liked about this set, leave them in the comments section below. And till next video, take care.